I'll tell you what's bourgeois, Bo, and that is Popeyes flying a private jet full of sold-out chicken sandwiches to Diplo.
Fuck that.
Fuck Diplo.
Fuck Diplo.
No, fuck Diplo.
That sucks so much ass.
I just want to say my take on this is that they have single-handedly, Popeyes, over a meme, has single-handedly canceled out the carbon footprint that Greta Van Thunberg.
Yeah.
Greta Van Susteren, Fox News host.
Greta Hingadingadurgan. Is that racist against Scandinavians? I don't care.
Greta Thunberg.
I think it might be ableist because she has autism. I don't know.
What's that got to do with autism? Come on now.
You tell me, Miss Hergadurgadurgan.
Hergadurgadurgan is a reference to the classic sketch.
Okay, no. I did Hingadingadurgan. That is a SpongeBob reference. You guys are doing like a fucking Team America World Police kind of sounding thing, and I don't like this getting misconstrued.
I was imagining Swedish Chef. Thank you very much. So
it's Catherine Tate, the offensive translator.
Can we throw some Bjork references in here somehow?
I mean, no, because
Damn.
I don't listen to good music.
Yeah, me either.
So
he's only listened to the new Florence.
The NFL season is about to kick off, and so now my entire music playlist is basically just like, what would some corn-fed dude bro in Iowa listen to? And it's pretty much it now.
Corn-fed.
My first thought was the, and I'm sure there's an actual name for it, but like the fanfare before football games, the ba-da-da-da-da-da, that one.
Oh,
ba-da-da-da-da-da. But instead of resolving, it just goes ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, again and again and again.
It's like at baseball games when they go do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, that's the football version of that, yeah.
And it just keeps going, and then it stops, and you're like, please resolve that. Please resolve that.
Da-da-da. Nothing. That's... All right, we're making the NFL avant-garde, boys. It's gonna happen.
I actually was waiting for you.
Yeah!
Let's go, Astros. Done.
Oh, that sucks. No, but to circle back around to the first of like this fucking like 8 topics we've covered in the last minute. What the fuck is wrong with us? I am going to sit out of the chicken wars officially. I was burnt by Popeyes. I went there fucking... I forget if... It was earlier last week. And not only were they out of chicken sandwiches, they were out of fucking bags. So we got our order in like... Y'all know those like ice bags that like Sonic and shit had? Like if you like get ice?
Yeah, there's like the drawstring on top.
Yeah, the drawstring on the top. That's what we got our order in. Like...
You went to a crack house, Bo. You didn't go to a Popeye.
Listen, no. Well, this is my point. This is the fucking one of the big things about capitalism that sucks, which is my smart way of putting it. Fucking, they can get a shitload of sandwiches to Diplo. Can't get me any fucking sandwiches, let alone bags. I mean, you know, capitalism is a problem of distribution, not production.
Diplo didn't even pay for those.
Yeah, what the fuck, Diplo?
I mean, that's exactly why we all need to jump over to Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, they're owned by Arby's, so they're stepping into the chicken sandwich game. Just gonna sell Arby's chicken sandwiches probably for like $9 more than they regularly cost. And then we'll all go nuts over that.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings is like Hop Dotty for flyover states, so I don't expect it to be good.
You guys have any friends who called Buffalo Wild Wings B-dubs?
Ew,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I
know
now,
BWW, like, that makes sense. So there's like a real missed marketing opportunity for BBWs for BWW.
Listen, we all saw what happened to Carl's Jr.
See? Excellent counter-programming to Carl's Jr. They can get all that woke capitalism money like the Dove commercials, you know, like with their bold stances that mildly overweight people can still be fuckable.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, so brave. Oh, so amazing.
Rather, capitalism's answer to being woke is always like, how can we make this horny? Horny and woke are the same things, right? So I think the BBW, BWW, that's spot on.
Oh, this is a fetish? Let's monetize it.
My fetish is Justin Verlander throwing a no-hitter.
That's good. That is definitely
Wrong
music, Bo. God damn you.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm one of your co-hosts, Kelton. You can find me on Twitter at SexConfetti. And joining me today is my good buddy, Zach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
We've been over this in post. What the fuck?
I'm doing well.
She left me, Zach.
I'm
what
good.
the fuck? What am I supposed to do?
Hi,
I'm
guys.
barely holding it together, man.
I'm having a nice
Oh
day.
gosh, it's gonna take the house. I'm just gonna. I'm 19 bottles of Tylenol deep right now as we're recording this.
Hello.
This is bullshit. Is what this is.
This is now a public intervention, Kelton. Okay, we're bringing
the whole
this out
podcast
of,
leading up to this has been basically just planning for us forcing you into not being addicted to Tylenol of all things.
Stalling is what this is.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be addicted to over-the-counter drugs, why not just do some fucking cough syrup?
Go for that MC Chris Couture.
Yeah, I'm addicted to Claritin. I can't get enough of it. I take my crack spoon. My nostrils and sinuses have never been drier. I can smell God.
Bo, how are you doing?
Not good after this conversation. God damn.
Well, hey, at least you're the one with the franzia.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm like 3 boxes deep. Not to make it a contest or anything, but I'm nearing death. It's great. It's
I'll match you Claritin box for I don't know, thing of box wine, bag of box wine.
The preferred nomenclature is goon.
Oh, a goon. Gotcha.
A goon of wines. Yes.
So the
so that's
Goonies
what
are
they
just
mean.
little wine sacks running around.
Yes. I believe it was originally etymologized in Australia. I'm just gonna do a weird butler voice for the rest of the fucking show, if that's cool with you guys.
It's fine. We can fix it in post.
Okay, good.
What we're saying is that it's not alcoholism. I'm just out here with the goon squad.
Perfect.
Fuck.
Finally, that $10 I gave low tax in 2014 has paid off. Anyway,
I don't want to say that. All that franzia you're drinking, Bo, is the lesbian aunt drink of choice.
It's the Moscato, so it's very high femme lesbian aunt, but yeah.
Wonderful. That's very. I like the branding that you have there.
Yeah. I mean, my outfit doesn't reflect it at all because I'm dressed like a goth frat boy in the throes of a deep depression.
That is exactly how most lesbian aunts actually dress.
Oh, cool.
So
Well,
you're
shit.
Yeah, no, you're very, very
Birds of
on
a
brand
feather.
there.
Look like they were a fan of the show Charmed in 2004. Like that's sort of a vibe.
Hey! But
Yeah.
speaking of witches that have been canceled, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has to apologize for wearing blackface during a college skit.
God.
To be fair, she was the understudy. The main lead actor was sick that day, so
Yeah, she had been drinking from the same whites only water fountain for too long, and considering they considered their own purity to be enough to clean the water back in the day, and all that lead hit her hard. This is all well and good that of course she's apologized and she's faced flack for it, but this lady was already canceled. She's an old white lady governor of fucking Alabama. Are you surprised that she sucks?
well, I mean, it turns out that's actually the least racist thing that she did. So
No, she was wearing blackface in a play, in a skit that she doesn't remember, which I don't know if we expected her to remember that or not. It was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
The sketch was titled Cigar Butts and, quote, did not require a lot of talent. So, she was the perfect fit.
Really showed her entire ass, yeah. Which I also wouldn't be surprised if that were part of the show, considering it's fucking Bama.
Yep. Well, I mean, this is like we've all now had, a series of blackface incidents, quote unquote, which they aren't blackface incidents. This isn't people dressing up in blackface now. This is people that did dress up in blackface.
Yeah.
Which, it's amazing that so many racists made it into office. That we now have an actual, series of scandals.
Well, this is also Alabama.
Well, and I guess the best summary of it comes from the only Democratic representative in Alabama, Terry Sewell, and she tweeted, "Racism in any of its forms is never acceptable, not in the 1960s and not now. Governor Ivy's actions were reprehensible and are deeply offensive. Her words of apology ring hollow if not met with real action to bridge the racial divide," which goes to show that you can be racist and you can apologize for it, but that doesn't make it okay.
Nope.
And so you better cut that out. You hear that, Alabama governor? No more
This'll stop
blackface roles for you, okay?
I mean, and if this trend continues, who knows? Maybe there might be some confusing, these shoe polish blackface incidents with I don't know, the charcoal mask trend that's going around.
Yeah, a whole bunch of white girls at an Alabama sorority doing charcoal masks, and they're like, haha, how embarrassing. And everyone doesn't know embarrassing for what reason exactly.
You're canceled, sis. That's tea.
Oh,
God, I
no.
can't imagine.
Oh, no.
I feel like if somebody,
please.
if somebody spoke those words in an Alabama sorority house, I think that would finally shut down the simulation of the world. And,
well, I do want to say
the
that
most merciful way to go.
In order to avoid that, one of our sponsors today is Disco Kitten, a beauty company, and they want to let you know that if your face needs to stay plump and sparkling, and if you are afraid of being called out for wearing blackface, that there is a new mask they have for you. It's their Illuminating Diamond Peel-Off Mask, guaranteed to never arrive at your door dark enough to put your future political career at risk.
Like, so that's another thing. I mean, we're talking about this lady, getting canceled fucking, half a fucking century on. Meanwhile, I guarantee you, the University of Alabama is still pretty racist.
Out of curiosity, do y'all know anything about this Alabama governor? Does this ruin her political career, if she's trying to run for president someday, or...
I don't know. Roy Moore's running again, so really, whose career has been ruined by being canceled?
Yeah.
When does anybody stop running, honestly?
Yeah, we're just kind of caught up in a... I mean, of course 2016 was bad.
Call Joe Biden Forrest Gump, because my man never stops running.
And he's
Am
also
I right?
a fucking idiot who's beloved by boomers for no reason. Can't believe Joe Biden's mom had to fuck that guy to get into this debate.
I did think it was really cool how he inspired Elvis,
When Joe Biden won all those fucking ping pong tournaments. Fuck that movie, dude. Forrest Gump fucking sucks.
To be fair, though, Forrest Gump would be 1,000 times better if it actually was just called the Joe Biden story.
Oh, I would vote for Republican Forrest Gump before I'd vote for fucking Joe Biden.
Republican Forrest Gump, more like Donald Trump, am I right?
Oh, dude, why haven't we seen any resistance libs do fucking...
You hear that, Rob? I'm going to steal your Bill Maher job.
Jesus.
I'm coming for it.
Speaking of hacks, who is currently going to the next Democratic debate? I'm not super surprised by how this turned out. I mean, Biden, of course, Sanders, of course, Warren, of course, Harris, of course, I guess. And then you got, the detritus hanging in there. Klobuchar is a real surprise. I gotta say that she's still fucking kicking. I'm also surprised that Castro is still in it.
Yeah, Castro too, yeah. My eyes kind of glazed over reading his name even to the point that, because, Booker, Beto, Buttigieg, Bakugan, all those guys, they're, the same, oh, hey, I don't really have a lot going for me, but, I'm, attractive. So, boom. There's my fucking campaign.
I'm very happy that Sanders and Warren are still, leading.
Oh, yeah, I love that they're not being pitted against each other whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all.
That's really cool.
I like that also online, the discourse is very good and normal, and not everyone arguing about which one of them is better.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
So in terms of the serious candidates, we have Biden, Sanders, Warren, and who's the fourth spot?
I mean, maybe Harris? I wouldn't.
I would say Harris. Second to that would be Yang right now, but but that's just because he's
I don't
gaining.
even know about Yang.
I mean,
I would
think
put
he's
Yang
serious.
over Harris. Personally.
Really?
Yang is surging, Harris is falling.
I agree. I think that's mostly because like Orb Gang is kind of like falling in line behind Yang.
finally stalled out. Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
thank
God,
you.
we really dodged the bullet there.
That was
I mean,
getting just in terms of like the viability of the meme itself. That was getting to be some fucking Harambe shit. Like it was real bad.
Yeah.
It truly is one of those things of where I'm now almost sad that she didn't make it, because if she did, that means they would have had to space it out over 2 nights and put 6 candidates on one night and 5 on the other, and that would give Sanders a lot more breathing room to speak and get his message out there, which might be more important in the long run. But you know, like if this is how Marianne Williamson ends, this is how it ends, and I am perfectly fine with her now doing her weird, like, I don't know, crystals and bookmark.
Moving to
grift.
Sedona,
What the
Arizona,
fuck?
and selling turquoise shit. Yeah.
She's gonna start streaming an hour after Bernie Sanders stops streaming. Tulsi Gabbard didn't make it either, which I mean, good.
Eat shit, you fucking military idiot.
Yeah, but the reason that she didn't make it, you know, talking about like DNC corruption and all of that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I'm glad she's not here, but it sucks that that's the reason that she's not here.
Super delegates?
You know?
What super delegates? Yeah. Yeah, can't wait for that to never happen again. Please, God, please.
So then in the second group of people that we got, it's kind of in the also ran tier, but they can also play spoiler a little bit. You know, you have Klobuchar, Booker, Buttigieg. I would personally put Harris in there, but I mean, I'll respect y'all's decision. So in that case, then it would be Yang, and then Castro. And so, and O'Rourke. Sorry, I literally was looking at his name and just glanced over it. Could not care less.
I need to like get in contact with somebody who works at Whataburger and find out what item on the menu is ordered the absolute least, and then just refer to him as that.
The Whataburger grilled chicken tenders.
There we go. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love that our Texas representation is very bad.
Castro's okay. I would much rather have Castro representing us than you know.
Castro's
Some
like
idiot,
as you know. I'm not gonna say that.
No, say it. What were you about to say about that proud Hispanic man, Zach?
Castro's as inoffensive as Marco Rubio.
God damn. Okay, so here's what I'm suggesting. Okay. That we keep Castro or we keep Booker in
Castro.
in the running. No, listen, God damn it.
Okay.
Each of them has a brother who I believe is a twin brother.
Oh no.
The way we settle this is with their twin brothers battling to the death as their avatars of sorts. The winner is guaranteed at the very least a cabinet position.
Whose twin brother is such a bitch that they wouldn't even die for their sibling?
This new season of Apex Legends fucking sucks. I'm not here for this battle royale.
You guys, I think it would be Castro. I really think so.
I do agree. I think Cory Bookie is much more likely to be a bitch.
So we have Cory Booker versus Joaquin Castro. So that's the ultimate way to settle it between the two of them.
Cory Bookie versus Joaquin Phoenix.
I fucking hate that they have the same initials. That really fucks. What kind of shithead parent do you have to be to name your twins like basically the same name? I mean, like Carrie and Corey specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie and Corey just really seems like you're like asking to get offended when people can't tell your kids apart.
Exactly.
Oh man, for so many reasons. Can you imagine? It's like, I'm sorry, I can't tell your kids apart. Oh, why can you not tell my 2 kids apart? Huh? Do they all look the same to
They're
you?
twins. No, please. God.
Carrie, Corey, get away from this racist.
No, honestly though, to filter through the rest of the Democrats, you know, so to speak, the only one here that's like really interesting, and not just like funny interesting, but also like interesting, like that one family member everyone has is interesting that, you don't talk to because they post a lot of Q shit. Yang is interesting. And I feel like as he receives more scrutiny, he's going to get more interesting.
Yeah, he absolutely, is that person who he had that one good idea, says he has an idea for everything else, and then when you ask him what that idea is for everything else, it ends up being the most just dystopian style shit you could possibly even imagine.
You know what? I'm gonna make a controversial take on Yang. Freudian slip. Tank. No, he is the only truly pro-nuclear candidate. He's promised like $50 billion of investment into nuclear power.
What is the deal with you and nutjob candidates promising you nuclear stuff? And you're like, yeah, sure, absolutely.
I'm telling
I'll get on board with this.
There's only I'm no ecofascist, but there is only one.
But if I was
set of words, I'm no ecofascist,
but Freudian slip tanks.
God.
Now, if you think that automation is going to be the thing that gets you out of a job, you might be an eco-fascist.
Oh, that hurt to hear. God damn.
I don't mean to tell you that I think that you're a worthless candidate if you ain't for nuclear power, but I want my McNukes, goddammit.
If you think that everyone should be eating crickets, you might be an eco-fascist.
If you think that Soylent is for soy boys, you might be an eco-fascist.
If you think that the global population needs to be curbed, but not in mostly European ethnic countries, you might be an eco-fascist.
If you're stockpiling rations, ammunition, and dehydrated water for you and your waifu pillow, you might be an eco-fascist.
Now let me tell you boys something. If you think that global warming can't be reversed with technological advances that we have fully available to us that are withheld by the capitalists, and you aren't against the capitalist order, you might be an eco-fascist.
Please, Larry the Cable Guy, come on our show.
God damn it, Jeff Foxworthy. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Put some respect on his name.
If you think Larry the Cable Guy and Jeff Foxworthy being too similar is somehow offensive... Wait, no shit. If you think a podcast host thinking that Jeff Foxworthy and Leo the Cable Guy, Larry the Cable... Okay, well, this bit's canceled.
If you think that confusing Larry the Cable Guy and Jeff Foxworthy in the post-apocalypse won't get you shot on sight, you might be an eco-fascist.
God.
I think as we're winding it down for this particular segment, the thing that's fascinating to me about this race is how many people are now moving directly into running for the Senate. Hickenlooper has decided that he's going to run for the Senate. Beto has claimed that he's not going to run for the Senate, but then, when Castro drops out and then runs for the Senate, I think we all know that Beto is going to run for the Senate, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Which, I personally would love Julian Castro to actually run for Senate versus Corbyn.
I can't wait to see a blobfish come on TV and
Cornyn.
Corbyn, yeah.
John Cornyn. God damn it, not James Corbyn.
No. Beto's gonna go on live television and beat up James Corbyn. But it's actually just a bit to advertise the Cats movie coming out.
Beto O'Rourke in Cats.
Oh no!
As sung through carpool karaoke.
Oh no!
No, Beto's totally the guy to put on I don't know. Does Incubus have lyrics? I've never actually listened to Incubus. Anyway, Beto puts on Incubus in his car and forces you to listen to it ASMR 3 hours.
Incubusy. What?
What?
Bad news is that somebody has that Twitter handle. So.
So, top 5 overall people you wouldn't expect to be in carpool karaoke. Like, who would you not expect? Who's enough of a sellout, or not enough of a sellout, rather, that you wouldn't put them on? Because it seems like most celebrities now, you're like,
Carl Urban.
They got something big. Yeah, our boy, all day, every day.
No, so I was originally going to say Jack Nicholson because he's Drill and also the Joker, which is very, trendy and all that right now. So he's my default answer. But I get the feeling that Kevin Hart's not getting in a car anytime soon. So, yeah, that shit's brutal, actually.
Oh, no! God damn, Bo. God, Kevin Hart almost went out. He almost didn't Paul walk out of that accident.
Oh,
God
boo.
damn it.
Boo.
That is weird that Kevin Hart joins the Fast and Furious franchise in Hobbs and Shaw, and then all of a sudden there's a conspiracy.
Holy shit, yeah.
Dwayne Johnson is slowly getting rid of his competition one by one. He's going to be the biggest movie star by default is what's going to happen.
Well, shit, I don't remember when Jeffrey Epstein was in the fucking Fast and Furious movies.
No. Bo. Epstein is alive. Didn't you see that tweet that came out?
What? Anyway.
Hillary's gonna kill that journalist now.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be a whole fucking Panama Papers kind of situation. That drone pilot's done for.
That poor drone pilot that flies the drone over the island.
Yep.
Privatized drones.
Of course this could be a Photoshop. Of course it could be a deep fake. Of course it could be whatever you want to call it. He could be alive or dead, but the international global cabal of capitalist pedophiles is not going anywhere, so memes are cool, I guess.
I don't have the time to research whether or not this is accurate or real in any real sense.
It's a Photoshop that I looked at for 5 seconds. It's either real or it's not. Simple as.
Oh, what's that weird watermark that says this is parody, he's actually dead, you idiot, stop looking into this? Oh, weird. What's that other watermark that says official release by the CIA?
That clears everything up.
I am getting some very mixed messages from this, so
I sure am glad that the CIA does counterintelligence on its counterintelligence after its counterintelligence operations to make sure that there is no counterintelligence that makes it out of the jail cell.
I honestly lost track of the counters.
there were so many counters I needed an odometer. Am I right, fellas? Am I right?
There's so many counters. I was having an anxiety attack inside of the Home Depot.
That would be the second worst thing to happen in a Home Depot this week.
Yeah, Texas has, I think...
we are number one.
Yeah, off the top of my head, we are
one.
number one for mass shootings this year. Which,
Suck that, Chicago.
I guess so. Yeah, we're the most America.
Yeah, in Odessa, Texas, a rifle-toting madman who killed 7 people and wounded more than 20 others.
Whatever were his motives?
Well, I think he was on his way to do something, and he got pulled over for a minor signaling infraction. Fuck the police still.
100%, yeah.
Weird stands for ACAB, but ACAB nonetheless.
Yep.
It's like gravity. It applies no matter what. But
he was pulled over near Midland, Texas, which some of the people I work with are in Midland, Texas. So
I mean, these are all close to home, no matter what. I mean, but
he killed a U.S. Postal Service worker and hijacked her mail truck.
Yeah, and some guy is still getting mad that Amazon didn't fulfill its 2-day Prime guarantee. So, really shows you where the priorities are in America.
Like, you're joking, but I fucking guarantee you, somebody was minorly inconvenienced by this person's death, and, like, is fuming still at customer service about it. Like, 3 levels deep of, I want to talk to your manager. I guarantee. Yeah, no, I mean, this shit's gonna keep happening. There's no answer to it that people are willing to provide. Because, funny enough, Texas really has our shit together, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're actually going to be loosening the gun laws overall tomorrow. So, Like, I'm sure that won't tie into anything else in the future. Like, I know the liberals are going to be like, oh, yeah, look at this, loosening gun laws, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing to go after, and not the fact that, Texas is one of the most capitalist inherently states in the whole union, with a massive population and such little overall protection and infrastructure going around that everything's just fraying at the seams, and we're kind of white-knuckling it the whole way through.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have kind of noticed, but the NRA is kind of going through a rough patch right now.
Yeah, I mean, we would blame the NRA, but, like, they got their own thing going on.
Yeah. And the more that they fray, like, the more the whole, like, oh, the NRA buys off everybody conspiracy is falling apart. And the more likely it seems that, the 3 major gun manufacturers and defense contractors are the ones that are actually paying off these young men to go on rampages.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would have normally gone with my usual conspiracy theory that the NRA has a secret compartment in their office where they keep Greg Abbott's working legs. Okay? Listen.
I would prefer not to. Continue.
But I think due to all of this upheaval and all of the stuff that's going on with them and how they can barely function, I think it's much more likely that Smith & Wesson, through an accounting error, accidentally shipped them overseas, and Greg Abbott's legs were used to drone strike a wedding in the Middle East. Okay?
Cut, print, take.
I just want to say, in a capitalist society, it's much more likely that the people that would financially benefit from loosened gun laws in Texas are the people that manufacture guns, not the shooters club. And no matter how much they get in donations and how much money they funnel through their organization to candidates, the people funneling that money through them are actually the gun manufacturers. And as we know, Smith & Wesson basically owns Gearbox Entertainment.
Go on.
And so since the Borderlands 3 is supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, all that this is going to culminate in is them reinforcing the idea that looser gun laws are more beneficial and that video games don't actually have any effect on gun violence, and they have to do that by stepping up their false flag attacks.
Battle at the Borderlands 3.
It's going to come out the next couple days how the shooter had never played a video game in his life. Never even heard of video games. Isn't that crazy?
But was still addicted to them. That's the unfortunate reality.
Damn.
Yeah, why do you think that gun laws are loosening in Texas, a border state, right before Borderlands comes out?
Wow. That's it.
I'm
right
actually
there.
really excited for when we start blaming video games and everything. And then we have like an Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, but for video games.
It's already in the DSM.
Yeah. Hey, I'm XX Metal Gear XX, and I'm a gamer.
Hi, XX Metal Gear XX.
Thank you so much for responding to that terrible, laborious username.
That
joke works a lot better when typed.
It's actually like it's not an actual, like, you go to the meeting. It's you hop in the Discord server.
Oh my god. The little chip that they give you is actually cryptocurrency.
It's 14-year-olds on Tumblr that start posting about, instead of posting about BPD or DID, they post about their gaming, their internet gaming disorder, their IGD.
Time for every like cool youth pastor in the world to be like, I know you're worried about IGD, but how about I tell you about a little guy named God?
God.
My name's Connor, and I'm a youth pastor over at...
Oh, please shut up. This is torture. This is... No, boys, you don't understand. I grew up in Dallas. I've lived this.
These are my people.
Yeah.
They know me.
Connor, I barely knew her. Yeah, so speaking of gamers, the Joker trailer and the Joker movie.
Okay, yeah, no, because we gotta talk about this. We're not fucking crowbarring in some lame Gamers Rise Up joke. That was gold.
A movie that finally understands me and my my obsession with Veronica and my inability to convince her that Dark Souls is a good game.
But yeah, so we've all watched the trailer here. What do we think, boys? What are our takes? Does this movie live in a society or not?
Okay, again, as someone who definitely has not read the leaked script to this thing, I think that Todd Phillips really wanted to do a remake of King of Comedy, or The King of Comedy, with Joaquin Phoenix, and Warner Brothers wanted to make a movie that would make money. And I think they kind of just decided, okay, well, the only way for this drama to make money is if we attach the Batman IP onto it. So let's just slap on some clown makeup and let's kind of add just enough references and we'll have a Joker movie on our hands. Yeah, cool. This is great. This isn't a Shameless Taxi Driver ripoff at all. Nope. Not. Shut your whore mouth. How about that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're getting really gamer in here. Ugh.
This isn't the ultimate example of capitalist greed just towering over artistic expression whatsoever. This is a totally normal, good thing that's happening.
For movie critics being like pretentious and supposed to be like super critical of everything, they sure do seem to fail to maintain the level of distaste and self-importance that you have whenever you critique movies like this.
Yeah, it got an 8-minute standing ovation at the Venice premiere.
Yeah. No,
That
everybody.
standing ovation
what the
better
fuck?
have been one big, long, slow jerk. Otherwise, fucking film is canceled as a medium. No more
Yeah.
film ever.
Well, I mean, critics are trying to advertise this as being like, look at this film. It's finally a Joker who's incel friendly, which sounds like, that's the guy equivalent. Like if in your sophomore year of college, if you're incel friendly, if that's the same thing as if you're a sophomore girl in college being bi-curious, like just what the fuck? What are we saying here, people? Doesn't make any goddamn sense because the Joker definitely fucks. That's the whole point
It's
of Harley
canon.
Quinn's very problematic storyline. And,
the Joker
the
does
fact
in
that-
fact fuck, yes.
yeah, and the fact that Joaquin Phoenix is 5'8" and able to fuck someone like Margot Robbie, like that should tell you something here, people. Maybe maybe he's not an actual incel manlet like everyone's trying to emphasize, and instead he's batshit insane and an abuser. But this is gonna really be a bitter pill to swallow. He's more interesting than they will ever be.
A bitter red pill to swallow, perhaps. I mean, no matter how hard they try to walk the line between, like, serious...
Walk the line also with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, shit, yeah. Anyway, no matter how hard they try to walk hard between the superior movie, obviously, between serious, good cinema to... Kino. That's what the cool kids are calling it these days. All those... what's the 4chan film board again? God, I'm old.
Canadians?
My point is, they're trying to very much not make it We Live in a Society, but it's We Live in a Society. It's gonna be a big, long fucking Tyler Durden poster.
Maybe. No.
college cringe.
They ran so far. They were like, instead of we live in a society, what if a society lives in us?
Damn. Wow. Well, guess I've got day one tickets now. Gonna see the fucking midnight showing. Really.
Yeah, this really is going to just be Fight Club for a whole generation. I worry about, because I'm almost willing to believe that this movie probably has an overall productive message behind it, but the fan base is going to absolutely trample it to death.
Yes! God, I can't wait for that. To be stuck in traffic behind some dude who has, like, a Punisher sticker, a Deadpool sticker, and a Joaquin Phoenix Joker sticker on the same fucking, like, shitty, like, falling apart 2002 sedan. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I mean, it really seems like it's going to be going for the crowd of dude bros who forget the third act of every movie, you know, like, oh, hey, what did you love about Wolf of Wall Street? Oh, I loved it when they threw that little person at the bullseye board, or oh, I loved it when Margot Robbie, speaking of,
God damn,
appeared, you know,
all these
like
degrees.
all that was so cool, and totally forget the third act where, like, he's abusive and he's a drug addict and everything
and he
falls
sinks
apart.
into the ocean and freezes to death. Yeah, like, you know, gets mauled by that bear.
Yeah, or in Fight Club when Tyler Durden is actually the bad guy, definitely is the bad guy. And it's a commentary on toxic masculinity and how that can tie in to cults of personality and fascism, things like that. All of that is going to get completely lost.
Have you also considered, however, that he hits his boss with a keyboard? Checkmate. Liberals.
That's a good point.
Very compelling film commentary. Yes.
I must bow out because I was successfully owned online.
With facts and logic, I should stipulate.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I must get off of my, quote, cuck shit. So
Get out of your safe space, liberal. This is a man's bumper sticker.
It's just really weird to know that, like, I am a good third of a foot taller than Joaquin Phoenix.
I mean, that's the Tom Cruise effect, right?
If you guys are going to continue manlet shaming, I'm going to leave this podcast.
We don't mean to belittle you, Bo.
I'm 5'10", but I'm an ally, all right?
Yes, in our allyship sometimes comes a little short.
You shut the fuck up.
While we're speaking of, actors that actively participate in and could even reasonably be seen as maybe to blame somewhat for the roles that they choose to take and the social messages that they send. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could speak on the rest of the Hell World news that we have.
No, we're sticking only with Joker talk.
Oh.
Joaquin Phoenix is the bane of everyone's existence. He is truly what is wrong with the world whatsoever.
Yeah, once we get rid of gamers,
I would
we will move on to a more enlightened society.
specifically say that started and ended in the wonderful film Gladiator.
What if Spartacus was more of a cuck? Was basically the premise of Gladiator.
I don't know. I prefer the one where they're all singing. With Russell Crowe. Gladiator the musical. Totally not Les Mis. That fell flat.
It did. Much like Russell Crowe singing. Fell flat. You know who probably was a big fan of the whole Gladiator movie deal? That whole experience?
Who, Kelton? Who?
All of the police who showed up to the straight pride parade.
Absolutely. Speaking of fascism light.
Yeah.
Speaking of fascism,
totally the light version of fascism.
Definitely.
Not at all full-blown fascism.
Not at all full-blown outright fascism. Where
I think we're actually coming full circle, by the way, because wasn't one of the first appearances that we had you on for covering when this was announced?
Yep. Yeah, it's the notorious Bo straight pride arc. A weird
if there's one thing we know about Bo, it's that he is a huge fan of straight pride.
Yes, very heterosexual here. Anyway, after this episode, I just mysteriously disappear for a few weeks, and then you hear about some what's my cool backstory or my cool new character gonna be like. It's obviously just me with an eye patch, but like...
My name is Can Drenshaw. Yeah, that's my name.
I'm running against Beto. That's the plan.
Wearing double eye patches and a peg leg.
You know, it's the Straight Pride Parade. To use an example from straight culture, is a bit like a late night Taco Bell run. Like, you know what you're waking up to in the morning, and you know it's not going to be pretty, and you know you're going to need to fucking head straight to the fucking laundromat for this. But you go get Taco Bell anyway.
Well, I mean, I feel like that probably ties in better to making fun of the Straight Pride Parade. Because realistically speaking, I think only like maybe 20 people showed up to the thing.
Yeah.
You know? And like, who knows how many of those were just going ironically, or unfortunately were just walking in that direction and got swept up into it.
Yeah, it's a total wet fart, for sure.
Dan Crenshaw thinks that he's Deathstroke, but he's actually just Demo Man. That is Demo Man from Team Fortress.
Team Fortress 2, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a gamer. I understood the gamer reference.
Yeah, Kelton is a tenuous gamer.
No, but as we were kind of alluding to, I do think the really interesting thing to draw away from this is that it's not so much the actual straight pride participants who were being shitty in this scenario. It's
although they were,
of course. It's the police who came out to support them because they're just doing their jobs, aka just following orders.
Yep, just back in the blue, Boston strong. Mark Wahlberg, something.
Following the orders of the city police folks. They, them, cis. And
I was about to say police folks with an X, but once again, beat me to it. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the thing. No matter how many rainbow little linoleum things they slap on their fucking police cars, at the end of the day, they're still fucking cops. Like,
yeah, at the end of the day, they're still there to not support you and to protect the property of the ruling class and the capitalists. So,
yep.
What are they going to do?
I don't care if you got a fucking Punisher sticker with a rainbow flag on it. You're still the douchebag rocking a fucking Punisher sticker on your cruiser.
Did you see the actual video that the guy from Unicorn Riot posted about the police who were using like tear gas and pepper spray and all that sort of stuff?
Oof, did not. I read about it, but didn't actually see the video.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking gnarly. I mean, especially considering that the counter protesters were kind of just using it as this is a good opportunity to show solidarity and make them not feel welcome. And then the police were going after the counter protesters, and then they were like, "Get out of the way!" And they're like, "We are out of the way." And they're like, "Get out of the way!" And then just being incredibly violent against them. And so, as much fun as making fun of the actual straight pride parade and how much of a dud it was, the thing that's genuinely worrying is just how it seems like most people in Boston were totally fine with the police acting in this way.
Well, yeah, every day of the week, the police are going to side with the status quo. And as much as, people in the straight pride, the fucking guys in the Clown World Kekistani get-ups are trying to act like, oh no, the status quo was some homosexual world conspiracy. No, the status quo was actually quite bigoted, and the police are going to defend that, because who the fuck else becomes a cop other than just a thorough moral failure of a human being?
What really is, homosexual pride, but pride at being a perversion and being a sexual deviant and, being born with genetics that corrupt you, your mind, and your spirit. And what is straight pride but being a Boston Celtics fan?
Yeah, what do you think would make people more upset in Boston? Finding out that the cops are becoming full-blown fascists, or finding out that Kemba Walker strained his knee in Team USA's FIBA victory?
Yeah, definitely the sports one.
What are some Boston sports like arch enemy storylines?
Fucking
Celtics, Lakers, Red Sox, Yankees, Bruins, Flyers, probably.
Patriots versus Jets. Okay.
No, what? Who says that the Patriots and the Jets are the rivals? Who says this?
BleacherReport.com.
Bleacher Report can go burn in hell. What the fuck?
Okay. So what's
what
the real?
Fuck they're talking about?
What's the real Patriots rivalry, Kelton?
Patriots Colts throughout history. Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady was the biggest rivalry that existed.
Time says New York Giants versus the Patriots.
It's not a rivalry if you always beat the Patriots. Boom.
Roasted.
How's that, Boston? That make you mad? Well, guess what? So should fascism. So maybe get on that.
You know what I'm not a fan of either? Baked beans. Fuck them.
I thought you were going to try and transition to the next topic, and I was so worried with how you were going. You know what I'm not a fan of?
No.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, specifically the Boston kind. Just, they suck.
Going from baked beans to discovering the gay gene, huh? How about that?
Wow, that was a 10 out of 10 dismount. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all even know, by the way, that they were still researching the gay gene?
Nope.
That our tax dollars were going towards finding out.
Next, you're gonna tell me that race realists are still researching whether or not skull shapes and brain sizes are correlated with IQ and intelligence.
Yeah, demanding that black people go under caliper tests, demanding gay people give you blood. You know, just normal things that our government has done over the course of its history.
Very cool and regular things happening, yes. Yeah. I don't even have a take for this. It's just so incredibly goofy that it's like, come on, y'all.
I mean, on the same week that we're having a straight pride parade, news is coming out that there is no gay gene. Mm-hmm. So, like, how many people do you think, like, our boomer parents or, God, even people older than them, be like, see, there is no gay gene. That must mean that it is a choice.
Well, yeah, that was exactly my thought. It's like, no gay gene. They're all faking it, those homos. You know, it's like that's what it's got to be, obviously.
Hey, Nana, I would guess that you haven't really, done any research on genetics and genetic expression since, I don't know, Frasier was popular.
Hey, Nana, would you feel comfortable if an Asian person were to donate their blood to help you live? No? Would you like to explain why? Oh, you think that Asian people have different blood than white people? You think that Asian people's blood is like soy sauce?
Not soy
Jesus.
sauce. Fish sauce, actually. Soy sauce is American now, okay?
No, that's a your Nana is obviously much more cultured than mine. Mine is the Panda Express version of racist.
Well, you know what else I'm not a big fan of?
Transitions? Or people transitioning. Which one is it, Zach?
Yeah, Zach, you woke or not? Get on the fucking bus, pal.
Come on. The gay gene.
Get on the down with cis
that's
bus.
something that we've been researching for a while. Governors are doing blackface again. The Toronto Raptors are going back to their original logo. Like, the 90s are coming back, baby. It's all about Friends and Frasier. We're all becoming Visco girls. Are you on board or not?
I feel like if we could just push it, another year, not from the 90s to 1999 to 2000, that we could finally play the song Down with the Cisness. Get Disturbed to show up in Boston.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be an episode for us.
Oh, it'll be an episode, all right.
Yeah, the episode to end us all, that's for sure. But now we get to jump into a new segment. Woo! It's time for voicemails.
Oh, yeah, my favorite part.
Yeah, we got 2 voicemails today. Right, guys?
We do have 2 voicemails today.
I'm stoked. I'm so fucking hyped.
Okay, so let's listen to the first one here.
Hi, Psychic Dolphin Garage Brothers. It's Lizzie. How are you all doing? I have a couple of questions for you guys. Oh, what is cuter out of puppies and kittens? Kelton, what is your favorite snack food? And Zach, who does not follow me back on Twitter, can you elaborate a little further on the comments you made in a previous episode where you said that you were more in favor of bottom unity than left unity? And what good do you think can come from leftists working with right libertarians and anarcho-capitalists? Okay, bye, I love you.
We definitely just listened to this all in sync and totally didn't fuck up the technology stuff that required us to do so. No, that was thank you so much for the message, first off. So, fellas, puppies or kittens, which are cuter?
It was all for you, Bo. That question was for you.
Well, first of all, some were directed specifically towards Zach and his hot takes on bottom unity.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, like, we'll get to that, cross that bridge when we get to it. So, puppies or kittens, Bo? Answer the goddamn
put
question.
Me on the spot. No, puppies, easily. Kittens are great, don't get me wrong, but a cat's a cat. A puppy is a distinct thing from a doggo, which is also distinct from a heckin' dogger, which is just, there's a whole fucking dumb meme vocabulary to describe the types of dogs I adore, but a puppy is a very specific kind of just perfect little animal. So I'm gonna have to go with puppies. I'm sorry.
Weird that Bo will take the line of wanting to drown all kittens, but, I suppose in this absolutist sense where, we can't embrace the positive aspects of one group or another, it makes sense. So good on you, Bo, drawing that bold line in the sand. I think that in terms of snack foods, Lizzie, man, there are a whole lot out there. I guess it really depends on what your flavor palette is. For me, when I'm wanting to snack, I really enjoy potato chips just because they're fine. I don't know if on Australia it would be called crisps. I don't know, but
I believe they call it a lorry.
It's called a kangaroo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And no, Lizzie, please, we need you to keep listening. My apology for that tasteless joke. The thing though that
Kangaroo Jack.
Jesus.
Foster's.
No. That's your favorite drink?
Marmite, etc., etc. We get it. Yes.
Yeah. Now, the snack though that I have been addicted to lately, and it's definitely not good, are tropical fruit flavored throat lozenges, like Halls. I can't get enough of them.
Kelton, how old are you?
I'm 12. Why? What's wrong? What's happening?
12 and boomer years.
That's right.
Goddamn.
It really they soothe me so much, and so it's not something I can recommend for anyone because I'm sure I'm taking way too many of them. But they're pretty dope.
Choice brand lozenges.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry that's such a controversial opinion. So
yeah, fuck you.
We'll move on to the
Kelvin.
Super easy to answer
Uncontroversial.
Yeah, Zach, what about you?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that the reason why I think that bottom unity is more important than left unity is that there are far fewer problematic ideologies on the bottom, in my opinion, than there are fully on the left. I think that the further right you go, the more people are open to anti-capitalism, and the more open people are to anti-capitalism, anti-hierarchical ideas, decentralization, values that I find very important to essentially anti-capitalism and very important to the I don't want to say freeing, but very important to anti-capitalism, to decentralization, and to the eradication of not only hierarchies, not only systems that are designed to benefit off the back of labor, off of oppressed people groups, minorities, identities, and I think that is something that is far more important, is capturing those people that are open to these ideas, than it is to debate with anybody who has more authoritarian tendencies about the precise nature and
say authoritarian tendencies 5 times fast. God damn, that is tough.
Yeah. I think it's more important to grasp and to bring in the people who are already bottom aligned, who are more open to the ideas of that are essentially more anti-capitalist than it is to convince authoritarians that anti-capitalism is the issue, and not and not some weird discussion about the nature of the councils that we have to be a part of in order to break away from the from these nation states that we live in. Like, I think that at the end of the day, we can always, we always have left comrades who are already willing to compromise with their bottom quadrant comrades. And it's much more important to convert people that are, bottom right, that believe in the ideals that we believe in, but aren't necessarily open to the language that we have, than it is to waste hours upon hours arguing with other comrades that are in the top left quadrant about,
relatively minor things, all things considered.
Well, it also seems like, one step versus two steps, in the sense of, like, the ultimate goal is to convince people on the right side of the spectrum to hop over and flip over to the left. So if you're going to try and do that and you are a bottom left person, just focus on people who are in the bottom right, because you're essentially then having to flip them from capitalist to socialist, instead of, like what you were saying, having to take someone from the top right, from authoritarian to more anarchy focused, and then from socialism to capitalism, and so that seems to be the purpose of a pipeline that can be productive. Let the authoritarian leftists convert the authoritarian right-wingers, and let people on the bottom left convert people on the bottom right.
Yeah, that is also, of course, assuming that all of us fall mostly in, like, the bottom left quadrant, no matter which, line we're closer to, no matter where we fall in there. And that's not to say that we are the best form of leftism, just that.
But we are.
Well, what
I took my quiz, Zach. We are the best.
Okay.
What I was going to say was, fucking, as far as converting authoritarian right to authoritarian left, unless they're using a wood chipper, I'm not interested. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bo.
Finally, it
yes.
resolves. Okay.
No,
Jesus.
no. Okay, the real resolution for this is that was actually all probably the best commentary of this episode. Let me cap it off with a dumb fucking joke. Bottom unity is also really fun to say.
Yeah,
because it's the only way to achieve power bottom unity.
Yeah, we're not fans of hierarchy. Don't legalize weed, is what I'm saying.
Oh no!
This is a straight edge podcast now. Kelton, we're doing.
We're taking. Oh God, Lizzie, I hope you're happy. You made Zach turn anti-weed out of this question. That's how much of a mental breakdown you gave this poor man.
Yep. I think that there's plenty of discussion to be had about this, and lots of different ideas that maybe we're not addressing, that that we're leaving out. Like, there are lots
absolutely. You could write a fucking book about this. Yeah.
Lots of people have written books about this. Okay, like,
what the fuck is
not
a book?
enough
Shut
people have written books about this.
Don't dare
right.
mention books on this show.
It's time
How
to just
could you?
tweet about this. Literally, that's all I'm going to do for the rest of my goddamn life.
Never stop
Also,
posting.
No idea
meantime,
what Lizzie means. I in no way do not follow Lizzie on Twitter. I do not know what they're talking about.
I'm showing following right now. So Kelton.
Yeah, I'm absolutely good at
They
Twitter.
were one of my first followers. Are you kidding me?
I'm good at Twitter.
Did you follow back though?
Of course, absolutely. You think I'm big enough to not follow people back, Bo? Come on now.
We're on a wild goddamn goose chase. I don't fucking.
I'm good at Twitter and good at following
whatever.
people back. So I hope you're happy with my answer.
Yeah, Lizzie. On to the next voicemail.
Yeah, no. On to the next.
Hi, this is Jason Brubaker, half of the Brubaker brothers from the Problematic Cast. I was just calling. I don't really know why. Just figured I'd call. I saw you guys had a number listed. Keep doing what you're doing. I enjoy listening to you. I guess I'll wait for the next episode. Later.
Thanks, Jason. That seems really cool. The Problematic Cast, that's something that unfortunately I have only listened to a few episodes on.
Yeah, I'm
Hope
gonna
y'all
listen to
got
it
your
now.
Patreon going underway pretty well. That should be dope. Everyone, just go ahead and give them a listen. At the very least, let them know that Psychic Dolphin Garage
Sent you.
Yeah. Sent you over to him because apparently our fans listen to like 60 podcasts a day, and so
Braver
I
than
don't
the
know
troops.
how. Yeah, I don't know how y'all do it, but my God, at that rate, it sounds like you have even more podcasts you could probably put into your rotation as you listen to it at 3.6 speed.
No, comrades, we must listen to our podcast in the most dialectical of all speeds. 19.17.
That would be so dope. I love how your podcast is 3 minutes long.
Anyway, yes, thank you guys so much for the voicemails. Very few of them have just been 20-minute long strings of racial epithets. So we appreciate that.
Yes, it really is nice to actually get some positive feedback. Means that we're doing something, and finally, it fills the hole that is left because
The
she's
voicemail
gone.
shaped
So
a hole in your heart. Yes.
it's just nice to hear other people's voices calling in. Okay, God, is that so wrong? Well, if you guys want us to answer your voicemail questions, please feel free to leave us a voicemail at 512-402-2089. Or if you want, you can email us, psychicdolphingarage@gmail.com. You can send over an audio file there, or, you can subscribe us to homeschooling.com or whatever spam email you guys think would actually be super duper funny to do. We really appreciate all of that, guys. It's fantastic. But it's now time for plugs. So where can people find you on Twitter, Zach?
I am on Twitter at Shinobi1Kenobi. You can tell that it's me because I'm following Lizzie.
I'm sure they appreciate it. Bo, what about you?
Well, I'm at Schnedwab on Twitter, and you can tell it's the real me because I'm following Lizzie. So which one of us is a clone?
And you can tell that I'm the real Kelton because I've been following Lizzie since day one of my new account creation.
Okay, you
So,
absolute clout lord.
that's right. I don't need to chase clout because I make it. You can find me on Twitter at SexConfetti.
Seizing the means of clout production.
Remember to also follow us on Instagram at Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Follow us
Yeah,
on Twitter. Follow
At
us
Dolphin
on
Garage.
At Dolphin Garage. Follow us on Twitch.
At Psychic Dolphin Garage. And speaking of Twitch, we have a new Urban Outfitters series, our new episode of the Urban Outfitters series that's going to be taking place this Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And what movie are we covering, boys?
That's going to be Priest, which, haven't seen that one
Hell
yet,
yeah.
so I'm actually going to have to watch a fucking movie for a change, and, not looking forward to it.
That's right.
We have, I think, 25-something people in our Discord currently.
Oh, yeah,
Ew.
shit, how do we not plug the Discord? Yeah.
So
Oh
our,
my God. It's
Hop
because we're
into the
bad
dick
at this,
sword.
Bo.
Yeah, our
What?
Discord is actually taking off a little bit. Like, I think that's pretty good. We don't quite have the Dumb Bitch Media reply guy army,
We will get there.
but we do have America's Army, and that's what we'll be playing during our Urban Outfitters stream.
Oh shit, get some capitalist propaganda. Speaking of fascism, let's do this. Our tax dollars paid for it. Wow.
There's no way I'm not gonna play the game now that my tax dollars already paid for it. What do you mean? DLC isn't charged for? This is the real communist video game.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I guess join our Discord if you want us to talk to you. Message us on Twitter if you want us to talk to you. Message us while we stream on Twitch if you want us to talk to you.
Please, God, just give us attention.
What I'm saying is just please talk to us. Any closing thoughts, fellas?
The dialectic between "don't at me" and "please God at me" is quickly collapsing, and when it does, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, the tension between not wanting to check my Twitter, but then having to because I've been called out live on air is what keeps me from just jumping off the top of my building at work.
These are truly the thoughts that leave us up at night.
That fuel this fucking podcast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys with the simple thought that right-wing libertarianism is just playing 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with Jewish people. Deuces.